Hi again, everybody. Here's a correspondence game from 1949 with Peters with the white pieces and Nightingale with the black, and it's a Colle system. And it starts out d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, e3, c5, c3, e6, bishop to d3, knight c6, and now knight b to d2, and now black takes off the d pawn, and white recaptures, and now black plays the bishop to d6, white plays the queen to e2, and now black takes the knight on f6 and retreats it to d7, preparing to push the e-pawn forward. White goes ahead and castles, as does black, and now white puts the rook on e1. And now black goes ahead and pushes the pawn to e5, threatening, of course, to move it to e4 with a double attack on the bishop and knight. So white takes off the e-pawn. Black recaptures with the knight on d7. And now white takes off the knight on e5. And black recaptures with the knight from c6. And now, since white doesn't want to lose the light squared bishop, it retreats it to c2. And now black brings out the queen to h4. And now white plays a defensive move. He plays his knight to f1 to protect the h2 square. And now black brings out the bishop to g4, hitting at the queen, and the queen just sidesteps that and moves to d2. And now black moves his rook on f8 to e8. And now white decides that they would like to exchange queens and get them off the board, and so he plays his queen to g5. But black has a different idea. And if you'd like to pause the video at this point and see if you can see the idea, I'll wait for you. Black decides to attack the castle, and he plays knight to f3, check. White takes the knight with the g-pawn, and now black goes at the other side of the castle by playing bishop takes h2, check. The knight at f1 now jumps over and captures the bishop. And now the rook at e8 sweeps down the file, capturing the white's rook at e1, check. And so the knight jumps back to f1, blocking the check. And then black just takes the knight at check, with check, excuse me. And white recaptures with the king. And now the black queen goes to the corner at h1, check. And now the only square the king can go is e2. And now black plays queen takes f3, check. And now white moves the king back to f1. And then black finishes the game with queen to h1, checkmate. Now, if instead of moving to f1 when he was in check, and he instead had gone to either e1 or in this case, say, d2, then black simply would have played queen to e2, checkmate. Anyway, a pretty interesting little game. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.